Good morning, children. Today, Social Science Civics for Class 9, Electoral Politics is our topic. And this we are going to discuss about how elections in India are democratic. Now, when we talk about that, there are certain factors on which it depends. That is, one, we have Independent Election Commission. That is, the Election Commission is an independent body and there is no interference by anyone, not even the government, in their working and functioning. Second, we have popular participation. Popular participation, that means the number or the percentage of voters or the people who cast a vote. So naturally, the higher the percentage, that would mean that there is more participation of the people, that they are interested in the elections of the country. And thirdly, it is acceptance of election outcome. That means outcome would mean the result. That means after the voting is done, the counting on a fixed date is there, and after that, the results are announced by means of the television channels or the radio. So that is how we come to know that which is the party that is going to form the government. Now we take up the Independent Election Commission. Now when we talk about this, elections are conducted by an independent and powerful election commission. That means the entire process from the time the election is announced till the time the counting of the votes takes place and the announcement of the result takes place, they are working as an independent body. Secondly, it enjoys independence like the judiciary. Just as we have the three organs, legislature, executive and judiciary. Now, judiciary is the organ which works independently. There is no interference in their work. Their decisions are independent. They are not influenced by anyone at all. In the similar way, the Election Commission also is working as an independent body. Now, the main person out here is the Chief Election Commissioner. And the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner is made by the President of the country, that is President of India. Now, after the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner, CEC would mean the Chief Election Commissioner's appointment, he is not answerable to the President or the government. That means whatever decisions that he takes and the Commission takes, he is not answerable to anybody for that. Whatever is correct, whatever is required, accordingly the decisions are going to be taken. Now we come to what are the powers of the Election Commission. Now, number one, it takes decisions regarding the conduct and control of election. That means whatever that has to be done, whatever orders that have to be issued, whatever instructions that have to be passed, all that is done by them. So the entire supervision and the control is by the Election Commission. Secondly, it implements a code of conduct. We talked about this earlier, code of conduct. That means the limit of money that can be spent by each party, then that they cannot use any place of worship. So all that is has to be followed by all of them. In case anybody violates these, or it violates the code of conduct, then the candidate or the party may be punished. Thirdly, now during this election period, the Election Commission can order government to follow certain guidelines. That means certain instructions can be given. Why? Mainly to prevent misuse of governmental power. Now, the government that is ruling has chances to win. So, in order to prevent that, so that there is a free and fair chance given to all the political parties for contesting in the election. So, this is in order to prevent misuse of governmental power to get a chance to win the election, or to transfer some government officials. That means certain officials are sent on deputation and they work under the Election Commission. Then government officers on election duty. We have various people because we have such a vast country and we need so many people. So some of these government officers are deputed, they are sent to to perform the election duty, and while they are working or while they are on election duty, they are working under the Election Commission and not the government, although they are government officials. Then, lastly, if election officials feel that unfair means have been used at some place, then they can also take up the matter and repoll can be ordered. That means voting again can take place. Now we move on further. Popular participation. First factor we talked about is Independent Election Commission. Now the next that we talk about is popular participation. Participation of whom? The people. The more the participation, it will be good for the country, because it is a people in a democratic country. People are the main source of power. So if election is not free or fair, people will not participate in the election process. That means if they feel that this is not followed, then why would people like to follow? So they definitely would like to follow if it is known and it is confirmed and sure that free and fair elections are going to be held. Now we have this term voter turnout. That is, it is the participation of the people. So the participation of the people in the election is measured, it indicates, that is the percent of eligible voters who cast their vote. That means the people who are eligible, that means we talked about it earlier, that all those who are 18 and above are the ones who are able to vote. So how much of percentage of the population of the eligible voters come to give their vote or give their will. So it indicates another important thing, the interest of voters in the activities of the country in the election process. Now the acceptance of election outcome. This in other words would mean the result. That is, after the counting takes place, the results have to be announced to declare how many votes have been secured by the different candidates and which is the party that has won. Now, if the elections are not free or fair, outcome will favor the powerful. That means the ruling government. So, but in our country we are a democratic country and everything is worked out meticulously. So there is no question. So the chances are very bleak. There are no chances, rather, I should say. So in such a situation, if there are no free or fair elections and the ruling party always wins, there's certain countries one can say where this happens, that the ruling party always wins. Now, but in a democratic country, the losing party, now if there has been free and fair, there has not been free or fair election, then what can happen is that the ruling party will win, and obviously the losing party will not accept this result. Why? Because it feels that rigging has been done. Rigging means, the word means that when fraud has been used or malpractices have been used, both capturing or various other ways of how the fraud or the malpractices can take place. So when this fraud or malpractices take place, obviously the losing party will not take, because there is no fairness, there is no, it has not been conducted properly. But in India, what we see is, when the result is regarding the result, the ruling party loses elections. So it is not always that the ruling party will win the election. And in our country, we see that at the state level also and at the national level also, the ruling party loses the election. So which means that everything is carried out properly. Then MPs or MLAs lose elections. That means the members of parliament or the members of legislative assembly also, a large number or many lose the elections. Then thirdly, candidates with criminal connections. That means who indulge in criminal activities or have spent a lot of money in some way or the other to win elections, they lose, because people are aware and they try to make the right choice. Then, except some disputed elections, electoral outcomes are accepted by the defeated party as verdict of people. That means elections, when the counting takes place and the result is announced, it is the verdict of the people. It is the opinion of the people. So, because people are the main source of power, whom they want to elect, whom they want to choose as a representative, all depends on the people. So, the people, the party which has been defeated, accepts this as a failure or that their inability to secure the maximum number of votes. So they have lost it now. And how this announcement is done? By means of television channels. Nowadays, of course, television channels are there, radio, newspapers are there, through which the results are declared. So within a few hours of the counting, the results are declared through these different mediums so that people are aware of the happening and the outcome of the result of the election. Thank you.